வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம்.
Good evening, everybody. Friends, today is the 18th webinar in the series of that 3H. 3H means horticulture for health and happiness. And BSHF, the Professor Brahma Singh Horticulture Foundation, a not-for-profit organization, and myself welcome you all to this talk. And we are thankful to Patanjali Ayurved Limited, Syngenta, and NHRDF to sponsor this webinar series. I welcome my friend and co-organizer Dr. Pritam Kalia, Rafi Ahmed Kidwai Awardee, and former head Division of Vegetable Science, IARI, New Delhi, and Dr. Shailendra Rajan, Director ICAR-Central, Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture, Lucknow. Perhaps he has some problem in joining today. Anyway, if he is joining, he is welcome. The talk this evening is on contributions of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University to horticulture by none other than Dr. N. Kumar, Honorable Dynamic Vice-Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University located at Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. BSHF is thankful to Dr. N. Kumar to honor its request to deliver the webinar despite his very important and several engagements. Friends, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University has its genesis from establishment of an agriculture school at Siddapet, Chennai, as early as 1868, which was later relocated to Coimbatore during 1906. In 1920, this was affiliated to famous Madras University. In 1958, Regional Postgraduate Center was established to offer programs leading to master's degree in agriculture and horticulture. In Annamalai University, agriculture teaching started leading to award of MSc AG in horticulture, first of its kind in the India. You can judge the importance of the institute by this. And in 1971, the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University came into existence, what name is today, with Coimbatore as its headquarters. And as you know, if you add 50 years to 1951, it becomes 2021. This year is a golden jubilee year of the university. Congratulations to the Honorable Vice-Chancellor and his university. In 1972, a separate faculty of horticulture was established and a degree program in horticulture, BSc Horticulture, was introduced. Perhaps that must be the first one, I am not sure. In 1973, doctoral program was introduced in Horticulture College and Research Institute, Coimbatore. And TNAU is significantly contributing to Indian horticulture in general and Tamil Nadu in particular for more than 2 centuries. TNAU contributions became common during the last 50 years. These contributions, in brief, we hope would be highlighted by Honorable Vice-Chancellor Dr. N. Kumar for the benefit of we all. Dr. N. Kumar would be introduced by Dr. Pritam Kalia, and the question can be raised in question answer session after the talk. Now I request Dr. Kalia to introduce the speaker, please.
Good evening, sir. Most respected President BSHF, Professor Brahma Singh ji, and today's most revered speaker, Professor N. Kumar ji, who would be talking on TNAU contribution for horticulture. It's my privilege to introduce Professor N. Kumar, who also hails from the same subject to which I always revere him for the various contributions that he has contributed for the upliftment of horticulture and in particular and university in general. Professor Kumar was born on 29th June 1955, hailing from Kadukari, a nondescript village in Kanyakumari districts of Tamil Nadu. Professor Kumar has excellent academic and professional track record. He began his career as an assistant professor in horticulture during 1979 at TNAU, and by consistent and meritorious performance, he rose to occupy the position of Dean Horticulture College and Research Institute TNAU Coimbatore during 2009 to 2013 before becoming 13th Vice Chancellor of the renowned Tamil Nadu Agriculture University Coimbatore, which he is continuing. Professor Kumar has contributed an array of publication including 8 textbooks, chapters in 14 edited books, 52 internationally acclaimed research papers, 83 research papers in Indian journals, 42 popular articles, 8 teaching and extension manuals, and 14 technical bulletins. Professor Kumar has guided 21 PG students and 13 PhD scholars so far. Professor Kumar has secured and spearheaded 20 external agency-funded projects, including 5 international projects. Moreover, he played an active role in development of 10 improved crop varieties and many improved production technologies in horticulture, specifically the standardized technologies of fertigation and high-density planting systems in banana, papaya, and mango, which are his specific achievements, which have become popular amongst the farming community. Professor Kumar, his research contributions in drip irrigation, drip fertigation technology formed the basis for launching of precision farming scheme by the government of Tamil Nadu. He has also organized 17 national and 3 international seminars and symposia. Professor Kumar has also been involved in signing of MOUs with 2 foreign universities, Savna University, Georgia in US, and Leibniz University, Hanover in Germany for collaborative programs with the TNAU. Professor Kumar was conferred with Lifetime Achievement Award by Confederation of Horticulture Association of India, and Lifetime Achievement Award by Tamil Nadu Hill Banana Growers Federation, and another one from ICR National Research Center for Banana Trichy. Professor Kumar was conferred with the Agriculture Trade and Technology Award during September 2019 by the Tamil Nadu Agro Input Traders Association, Kumbakonam. He has also conferred with the Harit Ratna Award by the All India Agriculture Students Association, Vedana Namban Award by Tamil Nadu Agro Input Traders Association, MS Swaminathan Scientific Tamil Excellence Award by the Agriculture Scientific Tamil Society, and Best Vice-Chancellor Award 2020 by All India Agricultural Students Association. Professor Kumar was conferred with the Fellow of Horticulture Society of India, which is now Indian Academy of Horticultural Sciences, and also he was conferred with the Fellow of Society for Promotion of Horticulture, 5 gold medals and 9 medals during his career spanning over a period of 35 years. His career path has been defined by his admirable scholastic aptitude in teaching and sterling contributions in research, practical approach in extension in the field of horticulture, along with the keen administrative enthusiasm and capabilities to manage a multitude of administrative portfolios, which speaks very, very high of him. And Professor Kumar, as Vice-Chancellor, streamlined the educational and research activities of the university, enhanced the placement of students, internationalizing education through execution of MOUs, increase in international adjunct faculty to 17 under the field of agricultural education. Further addition of 2 new KVKs, expansion of seed production in KVK farms, extension of technologies to farmers during COVID-19 pandemic had resulted in sustaining the livelihood of farmers of Tamil Nadu. This speaks volume of contribution of Professor Kumar and a lot of funds that he has generated for running the educational program, and overall there are many other factors that are there, but I have only highlighted the most important ones, which speaks very, very high of him. And as a educational program, NHE program was implemented where a lot of funds he has been able to get from ICR to transform educational system of the institute. As a matter of fact, he has become darling of students because of that reason. And I therefore not standing much between Professor Kumar and the viewers who are looking forward for his contribution to NAU. I therefore invite Professor Kumar. Professor Kumar, floor is yours, and viewers are anxious to listen to you. You are welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Brahma, for your nice word about TNAU, and also you introduced the genesis of TNAU, how we have grown over a period of more than 120 years. Also, my thanks are to Dr. Kalia for his extensive words introducing me to the speakers. In fact, all my successor and awards are mainly due to my colleagues and students who have worked with me as a team. So I always say teamwork is the key for achievement. With these few words, I am straight away going to the subject, namely TNAU's contribution to horticulture. So in fact, as pointed out by Dr. Brahma Singh, TNAU was the first in the whole of country to start a degree program exclusively on BSc Horticulture in the year 1972. I happened to be the first batch, graduated in the year 1976 after the completion of 4 years. With this brief introduction, I will straight away go to the subject. So, in our university, we have the Faculty of Horticulture, under which we have 3 colleges. The Coimbatore is the main campus. Other campuses are in Periyakudam and Tiruchirappalli, and we have got nearly 12 research stations covering the different agroclimatic regions of Tamil Nadu. And some of the achievements I'm covering are very recent one, because the old one and all people may be aware. The latest one alone I will be projecting, because for want of time and also the things may not be available in the ready literatures. So coming to the fruits, the variety released, this is a latest variety, CO2 banana. This was developed in the year 2000. It took nearly 12 years to come to the field. It is a hybrid between Karpuro and the Pisangling. I'm happy to inform that in whole of Asia, TNAU is the one wherein our Department of Fruit Crop is engaged in fruit breeding, particularly in banana. Whereas the NRC and banana Tiruchirappalli under the ICR has recently started the breeding work, but otherwise our university is the pioneer. As early as 1972 we have started. So far we have released 2 hybrids. This is the hybrid CO2 banana, which is akin to a popular variety called Naipuvan, that is very popular in Kerala, Karnataka and other things. The good feature of the CO2 banana is it is tolerance to nematode and resistance to that most deadly disease, namely Fusarium wilt. And for a common farmer, you cannot distinguish between the popular variety Naipuvan and the latest variety. That is the advantage of this variety. So we are multiplying in large scale through tissue culture as well as the other rapid multiplication technique, so that this variety will find a good place among the farming community. Then the case of papaya, TNAU is known for papaya research. All of you must be aware that the CO2 papaya was released as early as 1972, but it has got the yellow flesh, and this variety is much preferred for the papaya industry. And recently we have released another variety, CO8, which is resembling like red lady in terms of color, but it is a dioecious variety. This red color is recessive character, and this we have spotted from one of the red adder type. So by repeated backcross breeding and submating, we have developed this variety over a period of 8 years, stabilized. This is a very high yielding variety, and it is able to tolerate the deadly virus, namely PRSV, and very suitable for desert purpose processing and pulp industry. We are supplying the seed on request to the industries as well as to the farmers. In the case of our Sapota, our Periyakudam Center, that is Horticulture College Research Institute Periyakudam, has released many varieties, among which this PKM is very popular as it is suitable for high density planting, and it's a dwarf tree canopy it has got now, and also we are suitable. It is highly suitable for high density planting system. The other variety which is of late is the PKM4. It is having the cluster bearing habit. Another good feature of this one is the flesh is somewhat light pinkish in color. So that is the, and also the shape is spindle in shape. So this is also very popular, and we are supplying a lot of grafts material to the farming community. Then recently we have released Manila Tamarind, which is a very drought tolerant type. And here during the season time, 1 kilo will fetch anything around 250 to 300 rupees to the farmers, highly priced local native fruit. And we have identified the high yielding variety PKM2, and we are multiplying and supplying to the farming community. And we are recommending this as the border crop along the orchard so that people will get extra money during the summer months. Similarly, this wood apple is another Feronia elephantum. This also highly drought tolerant variety. Our variety PKM1, say normally the local varieties will be available only during September, October, coinciding with that Lord Ganesh anniversary. Whereas this particular variety will be available right from July till February. That is a good feature of this variety. This also we are making grafts and supplying to the needy people. We have a lot of pre-release cultures on the pipeline. One is another variety, banana H96/7 ABB. This is a triploid variety. What I have told originally CO2 is a diploid variety. This is a triploid variety. All of you know that most of the triploids are commercial varieties. Very few numbers are available in the diploid category. So here the parentage is Karpuravalli in the H201. This H201 is the hybrid 201 which involves 3 parents actually. So this 96/7 has got the blood from 4 different genotypes, and this genotype particular hybrid is resembling like the Pisang Awak or the Karpuravalli, which is the very famous variety in the South India, which has got a ashy coating. Whereas this hybrid doesn't have the ash coating. That's the only difference. It is tolerant to nematode. So while planting, we need not apply the deadly chemical, namely the carbofuran, to ward off the nematode problem. So this also we are going to release very shortly to the farming community, probably in the years to come. Then the case of jackfruit, I have found this particular tree as a student in 1975 in one of a farmer's field, and it is now nearly 120 years. The taste of this jackfruit is something marvelous. And we are now multiplying this variety through grafts, and we have evaluated at the Periyakulam College. We are shortly going to release it. Very, very good variety. Years together, we have seen its performance is good. And we also made number of products out of it. These varieties will be shortly released. And this particular photograph I have taken in the year of 2004 when I worked at Periyakulam College, and it will be shortly released. And another, same one only, sorry. Then another thing is the jamun. Say jamun, it is a very popular one. Everywhere, both North India and South India, it is also popular. Our variety is very peculiar in the sense it's a high yielding, and it is start bearing from the 4th to 5th year. This also we are evaluating at the different conditions, and we are going to shortly release this culture SC05 jamun variety. Then in the case of mango, though there are literature to show that off-season mangoes are available in Kanyakumari and other places, it is not genetically controlled. It is influenced by the environment only. We have identified through our survey 2 types which are genetically off-season. This particular variety which I depicted here, it is called Nattam Pushpam, a place near Madurai, wherein we can get fruits in the month of September, October. And it is particular tree has been identified, labeled, evaluated, and the grafts also behaving very same like the mother plant. So this also we are going to release in the years to come, because during the season, off season, September, October means each fruit, 1 kilo of fruit will fetch anything around 400, 500 rupees under our ordinary conditions. Similarly, we have also come out with another variety, MI03 Pickling Mango. This is useful for pickle making only, but it is almost bare throughout the year. At a time, you can see fruit with the maturity, fruit with the developing stages, and initiation of flowering, and also new flushes like this. So this is also genetically stable variety. We are going to release at the earliest. Our gene bank, if you say, almost we have a very good collections in the mango, sapota, guava, acid lime, jackfruit, grapes, only the commercial varieties, jamun like this. And these are all maintained in different research stations. And our major depositor is at Horticulture College and Research Institute, Periyakulam, near Madurai. And all of you know that the 13-1, yeah, rootstock introduced from Israel is holding promise for growing mango in the problematic soils, particularly soil with high pH and other things. Somehow, this was not evaluated under South Indian conditions. Only in the Gujarat area it was evaluated. So, our Periyakulam Center is working on this. We have collected 3 more rootstocks, namely Kurgan, Sabar, etc. We are evaluating their performance for as a rootstock for the commercial varieties. I think the 1 or 2 years we will be able to come out with the suitability of this 30-1 as a rootstock for many of the commercial varieties. Then we are now, our focus for Tamil Nadu is exploitation of the underutilized fruits. So both Coimbatore campus as well as our Perikulam campus, even the Arpukotai, which is a dry tract area near Rameshwaram, we are assembling almost all the fruit crops of arid nature and evaluating. And because there are many rainfed area as well as arid area available in Tamil Nadu where we want to exploit these crops. And some of the performance of these crops are excellent, particularly the falsa, Karonda, this bear, particularly apple bear and all. And another promising pre-release culture is the gynodioecious culture of this papaya, which is having field tolerance. This also under final evaluation because this CO2, CO8, which I mentioned earlier, are all dioecious varieties. So commercial people like Red Lady, they prefer only gynodioecious line. So to meet that requirement, we are now in the process of releasing this variety, which has reached the advanced stage of its evaluation. Similarly, all of you know that papaya cultivation is very much limited by the deadly disease, namely papaya ring spot virus, for which there is no effective control measure available. So we are working out whether genetics of resistance could be imparted using the wild species, namely Vasconilla cauliflora, which is available in our gem blossom. We have actually crossed and all these fruits and it is under evaluation. One such hybrid, CPV21927- has reached the final stage of evaluation. Here the yield is good, tolerance is also good. So the quality and other assessment we are making, because in the absence of full resistance, at least a tolerant hybrid will be of answer to this problem. And so far in the fruit crops, I have mentioned about the different good varieties we evolved and also the varieties which are in the pipeline seeking approval for release. Now we'll come to the technologies. All of you know that mango people are growing at wider spacing of nearly 40 feet in northern India as well as South India 30 to 35 feet. But these are all the days of older technology. So in TNAU, we have perfected the high density planting system. Initially, we have recommended double hitch row planting system accommodating about 266 plants per hectare with a spacing of 10 into 5 into 5. But here it is suitable for mechanization, etc. But then subsequently in 1990s, we started recommending 5 by 5, accommodating 500 plants. Recently, we are going for ultra high density planting system with a spacing of 4 meter between rows and within the row 2 meter, accommodating 1,250 plants per hectare or nearly 500 plants per acre, wherein the productivity is very high, as much as 25 to 30 tons per hectare, on par with South Africa or Israel, who are all our competitors in terms of yield, though they introduced fruits from mango fruit from our place, they are very high in productivity. So with this aim, we have perfected the technology for ultra high density planting, which I will be showing in this some of the pictures. Why should we go for ultra high density planting in mango is See, in the case of South India, being a tropical climate, there is a continuous flush of growth. So more the flush, lesser is the yield. So we need to contain the growth and perfect the canopy management technology. So and also nowadays the labor shortage, etc. There, nobody is prepared to go climb up and harvest, lest there will be a lot of damages, etc. So here we are recommending 4 into 2 meter close spacing. We have almost perfect the technology and started demonstrating, and many of the farmers have gone for this technology with the support of our government schemes. So this is the between 2 rows 4 meter, and the row within the row it is 2 meter. And what is required is immediate after harvest of the fruits in the month of June, we need to prune the plant. Severe pruning like this is very common, and immediately you have to apply this copper oxychloride. Then followed by in the month of June, July, August, we need to give complete fertigation. We have standardized the fertigation schedule for vegetative period, fruiting period, and fruit initiation period, etc. So this is a most important one aspect of this. And also, you may be wondering what should be the level of pruning, etc. That also we have standardized. For this kind of ultra high density planting, we need to go for light pruning 1 year, followed by severe pruning in the second year. So if you alternate this one, the height can be maintained at the height of 2 meter roughly, facilitating easier harvest of the growth, as you see here. So before pruning, it will be like this. After pruning, then 3 months after pruning, then say it is in flowering phase like this. So height is so designed to maintain only up to 2 meter, and each plant will bear not less than 40 to 50 fruits. So with that, with the population, we are able to get very good yield. Actually, in fact, we have laid this demonstration with the help of Jain irrigations in their farm in about 10 acres as early as 2000. Still that field is maintained nearly about 20 years. We have got the yield right from 4th year, 2.25 metric tons per acre. So in the case of if it is hectare, it will go up to 5-6 tons, and it is able now average yield is about 10 tons per acre. That too, if it is with the Bengaluru variety, the yield is still higher. So what I am to tell here is the average yield which we get from this kind of planting is nearly 2 to 3 times higher than the normal wider spacing. See this, you can see the variety Bengaluru bearing at Totapuri bearing at the 3rd year itself. And all the varieties are very not suitable for this technology. Varieties, commercial varieties like Imam Percent, Banganapalli, Bengaluru or Totapuri, then Malliga, these are all highly suitable for this. So here, for adopting this technology, 3 things are very, very important. One is drip fertigation, then third one is canopy management, and in the month of September, middle, we have to stop the growth of the vegetative growth to convert vegetative growth into fruiting phase. We need to apply Cultar at the rate of 3 to or 4 ml at the maximum, depending upon the age of the plant. And this has been proving very well for the past 18 years in our Tamil Nadu conditions. And another thing is, in the case of papaya also, now we are come out with the grafting technology. Why we require a grafting technology in the papaya is mainly to avoid this, mainly to have high yielding plants, particularly the CO8, which is a dioecious type. So only the high yielding female plants will be identified. It will be decapitated. The new growth will be taken as the scion, and we have seen, based on our international papaya symposium conducted during 2008, that in South Africa, they are maintaining each plant, grafted plants, for a period of 40-45 years. So if it is maintained at least for 5 or 6 years, definitely it will be a very good technology. We have perfected the timing of etc. It is still under evaluation in TNAU. Then similarly, in the case of sapota, old spacing is 8 into 8. Then we came out with another high density planting 8 into 4. Now we are going for still closer spacing of 8 into 4 into 4, accommodating more number of plants per hectare, that is nearly 400 plants per hectare. And this technology permits use of implements, etc. So we are promoting. And also we are not allowing anything more than 10 feet here. That is, after the 3-tier growth, the top will be apical dominance will be removed. It will be so that it will remain like a bush and one can easily harvest. That is the idea of this one. Then grape, as you know, in our Theni district down south is very famous for grape cultivation, viticulture, particularly the variety Muscat Hamburg. And it was grown only with its own roots earlier. Now, after our establishment of grape research station, with the support of the NRC on grapes, we are revolutionizing all varieties, including our red globe and other varieties, for which we are utilizing the rootstock dog-rich and other rootstocks introduced from. Then some of the new introductions we have made is in say apple burr, which is from Afghanistan. However, the CATH people are not recommending this one. But whereas Tamil Nadu, it is picking up, yield is good, and we are popularizing this. And also, as I told you earlier, we are also evaluating many new arid zone fruit crops suitable for Tamil Nadu. And some of the demonstration plots we have introduced in our Coimbatore for the benefit of the students as well as farmers. And within 6 to 8 months, all these arid fruit crop started bearing. Here, one technology is very important is all the fruits are planted in the raised beds. So normally we take pits and cover it. That technology may not be working hereafter. If you go for the drip fertigation system, the raised bed with the broad raised bed method will be best, because its establishment is good and also it keeps off the weeds and management of the crop. Everything is very easier. Like this, we are very happy with the fig and other varieties introduced. Even the dragon fruit now we are popularizing. This coming up very nicely. Some of the farmers bordering Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, they are growing a lot and flooding the market with the dragon fruit in Tamil Nadu. And all of you are aware that TNAU has got the nanotechnology. One of the recent achievement is nanotechnology department has come out with one Rhizo Boost. This Rhizo Boost is nothing but the medium is fortified with the probiotics and hydrogel under the nanotechnological method. This, when it is applied to the plants, it gives some sort of what do you call that, drought tolerant capacity. So this we can apply directly, or sometimes you can apply as a drenching, or you can also feed through drip fertigation. And our initial observation is there, wherever we treated with this Rhizo Boost, the crop growth is good. So now what we are doing is all our rainfed situation fruit crops, before planting, we are using this technology, and this technology will be also perfected in the days to come. Similarly, another thing is for perennial crops, vertical mulching technology we are recommending. Vertical mulching is nothing but taking a vertical pits of 60 centimeter depth or 40 centimeter depth, depending upon the cases, particularly around the perennial crop like coconut, mango, even guava, etc., and fill it up with organic matter as well as fertilizers, then cover it, and you give drip fertigation. Though the technology is slightly costly, but the response which we observed is the tremendous. But particularly, I observed personally in the case of mango, as well as all the fruit crops, the response is good. So these tractor-mounted augers are available very easily. So with this, they can easily do it. So this vertical mulching technology needs to be popularized among the farmers. Another thing is, this is also outcome of our nanotechnology. we have found that nano stickers containing a particular chemical nanohexane, when it is used in the wrappers, the packing material, I mean, if you put a sachet in the pack containing fruits of tropical nature, we can extend the life by about, say, 1 week to 10 days very easily. In the case of mango, we have found we can keep up to 22 days without any problem. In the case of Neelam, it is up to 10 days. So that means this will help in extending the, extending the storage life of the fruits. That means we can ship easily from one end to another end, including export. So this also we are commercializing this technology, that is nano stickers. So far we have seen the achievements in the case of fruit crops. Now we are going to the vegetables. Vegetables, we are having very good jam blossom almost in all tropical vegetables, and all the other things I'm giving. So we are now concentrating only on the hybrids mostly, because in the 60s, 70s, 80s and all, we were concentrating on pure line selection or other methods. Now only hybrids we are coming out, because the private companies also, they are giving many hybrids. So farmers are happy only with the hybrids, not with the open pollinated varieties. So first hybrid in tomato was released in the year 2010, which is having some resistance to root knot nematode. Yield is also 96.2, etc. Now, very recently we are released 2020 another hybrid, which is 30% higher yield than the other one, and also it is having resistance to the leaf curl virus. What we are doing is, these male and female parents will be given on contract basis to the farmers. Our scientists will go there, do help in seed production, so that F1s are obtained, F0 seeds are obtained, and we are selling to the farmers at a reasonable price. Another great achievement with the aggregatum onion. The Bellary onion or big onion, people are very familiar. This onion, or we call sambar onion, is very endemic to Tamil Nadu and some parts of South India. Here, the major limitation is 1/5 of the bulbs are going as seed materials. So what we have developed is, here, this particular CO6 variety, here it will produce seeds, true seeds. This variety, since as it has got true seeds, we can bring down the cost of seed materials. Seed yield is about 3.5 grams. Seeds are very minute. So only thing is, we, just like the Bellary onion, we have to raise the seedlings. Then the seedlings are picked and transplanted. We'll allow for 3 to 3.5 months, and it will start producing this. So this is a very important one, and by this we are saving about 1,500 kg of this bulb per hectare because of the seed materials. The ripple gourd, we have got good hybrids. Similarly, snake gourd, which are very popular in Tamil Nadu. And this okra, also the C4 hybrid. In fact, 2 or 3 private companies have taken license from us, and they are multiplying and giving to the farming community. And for the sweet potato, we have released the carotene-rich one as CO5 in this 2015. Earlier variety are not having this yellow type. This is orange type, indicating the carotene-rich variety. Carotene like this. Then ash gourd is also hybrid. We have thing. It's a very popular variety. Then chilies, hybrid CO1 is very popular, cluster bearing, and the oleoresin contents are more. And this is very popular among the farmers, like this. Then some of the technologies, and there are a lot of pre-release cultures available, which I am not highlighting for want of time. Technologies, say in the case of brinjal, all of you know it is propagated through seedling. We have found a technology of grafting using the wild variety Solanum tarvum. That to 0905 is a selection among the tarvum is a wild type, and we did the wedge grafting, and these grafted plants are able to remain in the field for 1 year. Normally, the duration of brinjal will be 5 or 6 months at the maximum. So this particular grafted plants, we can keep it for 1 year. And also it is amenable for pruning. Once the crop is over, if you give a pruning, then it again put forth the flesh, then give one more crop like this. And this we are recommending in the field scale also for rooftop gardening, kitchen gardening, etc. Because the yield which you are obtaining from each plant is about 2 to 3 kilo. So if you keep two or three plants in pots, that is sufficient for meeting the requirement of a small family. Some of the cultures pipelines are lab. You have got elephant. This is all of you know that Bihar variety is very famous. This is even high yielding. That this is also advanced stage of our establishment. Brinjal also we are now developing a hybrid derivative, interspecific hybrid. This is having some tolerance to the shoot and fruit borer. This is also under advanced stage of our testing. Similarly, okra also another species like another thing is we are giving lot of importance for seed production. All our KVKs, all our research stations, besides the identified farmers through which there is a separate wing is working, and every year we are getting intent from the State Department of Horticulture, and we are meeting, and also we are directly also supplying to the farmers' requirements. Then coming to the Department of Spices and Plantation Crops, the third one, and we are working on turmeric, curry leaf, coriander, fenugreek, fennel, coconut and arecanut. In fact, turmeric we have got a rich collections. Curry leaf we have got a good collection. Curry leaf, the primary aim is now we are standardizing the organic packages. Of course, coriander we have good collections, and fenugreek also. And coconut, we have released more than 7 varieties. Now, recently, we have planted a elite T/2 hybrid block wherein 7 tall varieties with high GCA, gender combination ability, were planted in isolation in one of the research stations, one of the colleges. And I do hope in the years we will be able to get T/T. And first of its kind in India. The other type, such gardens are available only in Philippines. Then turmeric, we have released 2 varieties which are very popular. Coriander, we have got leafy type as well as the grain type. And this turmeric, we have released CO1, which is very famous in the Erode, which is the hub of the turmeric area. The recently released the CO2 is very popular. This is also high yielding. Whereas this coriander is also very popular among the farmers. Now this, but most of the materials we are derived from the Gujarat or Rajasthan side only. This is another here. This is the latest type which is under like fenugreek. Fenugreek also we are. We have got a selection CO2 for the time. Fennel, though released CO1, its performance is very good in the higher elevations like Ooty and Kodaikanal, and performance at the Coimbatore is not very much encouraging. Some of the pre-release culture, this is one of the variety which I wanted to highlight, BS9, very high yielding. You can see our average yield is only 34 or 30 tons. This is 53.37 tons. We have gone for large scale testing with the farmers, and the average yield is 53 tons. And this variety we are going to release shortly. And happy to inform the forum that our government of Tamil Nadu has announced very recently exclusive research station for turmeric near Erode. Erode is a synonym to our turmeric, where near the station, near that Erode, we have got a research station at Bhavani Sagar, wherein we are exclusively taking up a research station covering an area of 80 acres, mainly to work on varietal development, rapid multiplication of these varieties, and also technologies. Then this is the coriander I was telling. Yeah, turmeric, just like the case of Somaliland, I have told you, the major limitations is the planting material. High cost is involved. So, TNAU has developed rapid multiplication technique using single bud, just like in the case of sugarcane and other variety. And this technique helps resuscitations and the progressive growers to multiply a notified variety very quickly in a large number. So afterwards, then it is transplanted in the field, and thereby we are able to save lot of planting materials. And also off-season coriander technology using this shade net is very common. That with the light shade during summer, the temperature will be 42, 45 in Tamil Nadu, but at the same time, demand for coriander is very high. One single bundle will cost about 50 rupees. So this technology many people are following, and we are able to advocate this technology to meet the off-season production of coriander leaf, which is very viable technology. Then this is not very important. Yeah, in the case of spices material, the planting materials are very limitedly available. So quality planting material also we are supplying through our various programs that was listed here. Thanks to the Government of India under the MHID schemes, we are getting fund to multiply this one, etc. Then floriculture and landscape architecture, another fourth department, wherein we are dealing with jasmine. We have a rich gem blossom of 73 numbers. Tuberose, we have got 22, anthurium, chrysanthemum, hibiscus, nerium, and foliage plants, etc. But our focus is mainly on jasmine. We are the leading center. Right from 1970s, we are working on this crop. And here, in the case of jasmine, we are having, as I told you, very good varieties, both wild and cultivated. And this is our gem blossom list I am giving. And these are all the important varieties we are released. CO, this Parimulai is Jasminum auriculatum, Co1, Co2, grandiflorum, which is commercially used for extraction of the scent making. And we have recently released one variety under species Nitidum, which is having red pink thing. This is also very welcome in the market. And we have recently found out one variety culture in Jasminum Sambak. Sambak normally it will have only 4 or 5 budded cyme. But this particular variety is having 9, and we are multiplying this one, and also it is photoinsensitive. It is not having any profuse flowering. We are recording throughout the year. This also we are evaluating under field conditions, and shortly to be released as a variety. And another very important thing is, see, thanks to the NAIP schemes which ICAR has given 10 years back, through wherein we have standardized the packaging and storage technology for this jasmine, through which we will be able to now, or we are now sending these flowers to faraway market like USA, as well as our ethnic people who are available in Gulf countries, etc. Wherein the main idea is jasmine strings will be treated with the boric acid at the rate of 4%, so that, and if you put it in the packet, and it will withstand for say 72 hours. By the time it can be airlifted very easily. So we are also sending to USA. So this technology was much appreciated by ICR when the NAIP review meeting was conducted. And this particular species, I told you, Nitidum, the pink type, we have got the registration number from the National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. And now we are also making a lot of interspecific hybrids in the case of jasmine. Jasmine is a plant which is, subspecies are sterile, subspecies are one-way sterile, like this. All this, it is a good candidate for study of genetics and plant breeding. So our scientists are taking up this kind of some of the non-viable materials, we are also go for in vitro seed germination. I think we will be able to get some results within 2 or 3 years to come. Chrysanthemum also, we have identified two selections, CO1, CO2, and also the tuberose, just like the case of turmeric and the small onion I mentioned, planting material is the limiting factor, or it is very costly. We have developed pro-tray technologies wherein it can be multiplied in large number, and we are evaluating this one under field condition. It seems to be a promising technology, and this technology will be shortly released. And the hibiscus rosa sinensis, which is a ornamental flower and very common flower, all of you know, we have developed many product out of it. These products are useful in making squashes. It can be mixed with the green teas, amla squash, and other things. And people say the hibiscus has got lot of medicinal values also. And we have evaluated different type of hibiscus and found that particular species, this Rosa sinensis, is good. And this technology we are shortly going to get commercialized. And we have 50 acres of our TNAU botanical garden, one of the largest garden I can say in Tamil Nadu, next to Ooty Botanical Government Garden. This garden houses about 450 species of different trees, shrubs, and other things, which are a boon for the BSc Horticulture and MSc Horticulture students. So, though this garden was started in 1912, not much of renovation work was done. After I assumed charge in the last 2.5 years, with a proper renovation has been taken up. Besides, we also added lot of new species, varieties, and it is now again open for public. Some of the views of these gardens I have given for the interested people. Right. Then last department is our medicinal and aromatic plants. This department was carved out of floriculture department in the year of 2010, and it stood as a separate department. We are targeting about 9 commercially important medicinal plants, wherein with the support of ICAR-Central, we are enriching our gem blossoms, and some of the varieties also we have released. In the case of medicinal coleus, we have released CO1, which is very popular in Salem and other area. Another one is the Solanum nigram. We call in Tamil it's Manatakali. It is highly medicinal value, and we have released this variety which is having high herbage yield, high in ascorbic acid, and lot of seed material we are supplying to the kitchen garden as well as to the school gardens, etc. And another thing is the Solanum. Here also we have in the Solanum nigram, we have made out a lot of value-added products with the help of our post-harvest department, and we have made some rice mix and other things, and it is becoming very cool because some people may not be able to eat as such, so this goes as a value-added product also. Some technology also developed like micro propagation in the chlorine lily, microtuber production we have standardized, and it is say nearly about 3,000 acres. Tamil Nadu it is there, and the farmers are claiming it's a very profitable crop. This glory lily, that is Gloriosa superba, from the seeds they are extracting the colchicine, the famous alkaloid, which is useful for treating the gout arthritis, etc. Only in Tamil Nadu, that too near Coimbatore area, there are 3,000 acres are available, and we are meeting the requirement of that industry. And one of the technologies is the development of microtuber for them. The Gymnema, another plant for diabetics. Here also we have come out with some improved variety which is under testing. The registration of the department has been taken place. Another one species of Solanum suratensis is becoming very famous among the pharmaco industry. We are working on this crop. So these are all some of the achievements. In fact, for want of time, restricted to only with this. I have not covered my work in other research stations like Ooty, Kodaikanal, and other things. And I do hope that through this I have brought out the good contribution of TNAU in horticulture sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kumar,
Doctor?
for giving the detailed contribution, particularly the varieties developed, which is the main thing in horticulture, in different wings of horticulture. Can I request Dr. Kalia just to highlight
Yes, sir.
uh, the
Yes, sir.
points of his talk?
Yes, sir. I think we have had a very wonderful talk from Professor N. Kumar from horticulture sector, especially TNAU is doing wonderful job in all the sectors of horticulture that he has made a presentation of, especially from improvement point of view. And it's heartening to note, especially in the entire country, breeding work on fruit crops is at infancy, and most of the fruit crops that we have in India, people are importing the varieties from outside. But the TNAU, as Professor has mentioned, has taken initiative right from beginning in fruit breeding program, and a lot of varieties in important fruit crops, especially that has been mentioned in case of banana, papaya, sapota, on the important notes, especially from nutrition point of view and also from resistance or tolerance to biotic stresses point of view, that the university is contributing significantly in that sector. Uh, and a large number of crops, wood apple, jackfruit, jamun, the unutilized fruits also, they are working in fruit crops, and they have maintained gene bank of fruits, which is quite good. And I think the future breeders can lay hand on the germplasm, where from they can pick up the futuristic utility genes and bring out good varieties to tackle various problems that the country will be facing in the future. And also from the rootstock point of view in banana that has been mentioned, which is very important to have rootstock for mango, especially to make the crop successful in those areas where the normal varieties are not doing well. So rootstock breeding is a very important factor that has been mentioned by Professor and Kumarji. And papaya is another important crop where ring spot virus is major problem, and the gynodioecious varieties are now being planted, and the ring spot virus tolerant material are being brought out and given to the farmers. And also that intergeneric hybridization in papaya is being done, where from the genes for various traits, especially biotic and abiotic species, are taken from the diverse germplasm, especially different genera. And beside improvement of fruits, the technology, production technology has also been concentrated upon, because that they are the one which can further exploit the yield potential of the new improved varieties. Therefore, the uh, like for high density planting system, where ultra density planting the university is concentrating upon, and the plants are being dwarfed, as he has mentioned very categorically, that the drip fertigation, canopy management are being taken care of with a great stress to get higher yield to the farmers with more accommodation of plant material, and also by stopping the vegetative growth during September, which also is very important. And then the grafting technology, grafting we hear in other crops, but in papaya, the TNE is doing wonderful job in bringing out the grafted papayas, which is quite good. And a high density of planting in the case of sapota, and then the arid region fruits also being taken care of, because they will be giving different nutrients to the people of that region, like they are concentrating on fig and dragon fruit, which is a newly introduced fruit material, which is quite good. And raised bed planting, which is quite good for fruits, is also being given stress upon. And the new um, materials are being brought out for the future, and a lot of stress from the on the future is being given by TNAU. Then nanotechnology product, which is I was hearing since long, the TNAU has nanotechnology department, and now they have come up with products also which will be useful for like rhizo boost has been mentioned, for which will be useful for rain-fed areas, and then vertical mulch technique has been explained, which is quite good, and then nano stickers for increasing the shelf life is a welcome technology for the such perishable crops, which will be enhancing their shelf life. And in vegetables, as the university is mainly concentrating upon hybrids, which is the demand of the day of the farmers, and a lot of hybrids, especially from resistance and tolerance point of view, like in tomato for TUL, CV, nematode, and besides that, the hybrid seed production with the involvement of farmers, which is quite good, because that way farmers would be able to get entrepreneurship. Young educated students would be, especially that would be a good venture for them. And farmer producer companies can also come up once the educated students get into this business. Then aggregatum onion seed set ability has been given stress upon, which reduces the cost of production. Then in okra, sweet potato, chili, uh, varieties hybrid has been brought out, and the grafting technology in brinjal, which is required. Grafting technology also required in case of cucurbits, especially from soil-borne pathogens point of view. And then there are many cultures which professor has shown are useful for the future, and they are in the pipeline, and in days to come they will be available for giving to the farmers. And seed production especially has been given much stress upon, which is very important, because until or unless we have seed, we keep on multiplying varieties and other things. If sufficient seed is not available, it is of no use. So the seed multiplication has been given main stress, and it's being made available to the farmers. So farmers are happy with the TNAU technologies and varieties, which are giving happiness on their face, and so happiness through horticulture is served that purpose. Then spices and plantation crops, especially turmeric, curry leaf, coriander, fenugreek, fennel, coconut, areca nut, are being taken care of. And there are a lot of pre-release materials in this spices and plantation department also, which would be available for the farmers in years to come. And turmeric, as has been shown, that in case of turmeric for rapid multiplication technology has been finalized and improvised. Then off-season coriander production under shade net during summers is quite useful technology for off-season coriander, because coriander is in demand every now and then. And then in floriculture, jasminum, jasmine or tuberose, and then other, but jasmine is synonymous to TNAU. That's why the jasmine is a industrial crop also for cosmetic industry. So it has a lot of value, and farmers get a lot of benefit from it. And the university has developed export packaging technology for short distance, for long distance, and which is quite good, giving name and fame to the country and to the university. Then genetic stocks of jasmine are also being made, which is again very good for improvement program, bringing new interspecific hybrids in future. Then besides this, they have 11 species, 73 collections, which is a very nice thing to hear. And besides that, the this medicinal and aromatic department He's also doing quite good job with some of the medicinal plants, especially Solanum nigrum has been mentioned, and then Solanum surentense of the microtubule production technology in glory lily, which has been mentioned, and the value-added products has also been brought out from Solanum nigrum, and also from this hibiscus, which has been mentioned in case of floriculture. A lot of products which are useful for consumption, because those products are quite rich in anthocyanin especially, which is very powerful antioxidant for cardiovascular problems. So that is very nice to bring out such products. And then renovation of TNAU botanical garden is quite good in today's world. The people want to move around, have knowledge of the plants, for fresh air, and knowing much of the plants. It's good for the students, for the young children also. So that is very nice. We have had very good presentation exposure of viewers by Professor N. Kumar to various technologies which are farmer friendly, consumer friendly, and contributing to the state exchequer, bringing a lot of contributing ultimately to the GDP of the country. So with that, I think we have had excellent talk, and we must give big applause to Professor N. Kumar for a nice presentation. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kalia. I think we had a wonderful talk, and wonderful highlighting the some of the major achievements of TNAU. And I think the greatest contribution of TNAU to me, which neither the professor has mentioned nor Dr. Kalia, is the development of a huge human resource
So,
in horticulture, which is contributing to the horticulture sector mainly in South India and the entire nation. So we salute TNAU,
Thank you, sir.
not only we here in India but abroad too. What just now Dr. Kalia was highlighting, the jasmine. See, our Indian women have got weakness for the jasmine flower, and they have taken care of that. That wherever the Indian women are there in the globe, they will get the fresh, fragrant jasmine, and they develop the right technology, right type of flowers. Great, great, great contribution. That keeps on reminding, and people know that this is Indian and Indian technology, and it is reaching wherever it is. So we had very comprehensive talk, but as you know, very difficult to talk each and everything. But the major thing he has talked about, and the varieties in offing which will be available to the farmers. And I'm sure, as far as I know, the farmers of Tamil Nadu are very happy. They are getting whatever the technology TNAU is recommending, they are getting the planting material and the know-how on that. So we are proud of TNAU and wish bright future not only to the university but its faculty and students. With these words, on behalf of BSHFU, I express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Professor Kumar and TNAU, and no question to the Honorable Vice-Chancellor. No questions. So with
Thank you,
these
sir.
words,
Thank you very much.
thank you,
Thank you. Thank
thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
Good
good
night.
night.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Somebody can display the next webinar if it is there. Next webinar is on integrated pest management in horticulture by Dr. N.K. Kumar, not N. Kumar, but N.K. Kumar, Krishna Kumar, who was DDG Horticulture earlier. He will be talking about how to take care of the the particularly the insects and pathogens. With these words, good night, everybody. Thank you so much.